Today I leave the house. I've been sick for a long time and it has also been raining like every day here in Sydney. And today I feel better. Today there's blue skies. Today I make contact with the world around me. And what I want and what I need, very simple. I just want to sit down at a cafe, surprise, surprise, and read my book. I have some work to do and I just want to walk around. I just want to walk around. So that is what we're doing. I have some options of books to take with me. The one that I'm reading right now I'm reading a few right now, but the one that I've started reading and was reading last night, 3 Summers by Margarita Liberacki. This is a book that I picked up because I liked the cover. I read the first page. I read the little blurb and it sounded like a book I would really enjoy. And I want to get more in the habit of picking up a book that I haven't seen 1,000 reviews of and that I can go in and experience the book, and whether it's good or whether it's bad, that's okay. I think there's a lot of fear of picking a bad book. And of course, I don't want to spend money on a bad book, but it's also out of my control. And, reviews have let me down many times before. So this is, as the name suggests, about 3 summers. The 3 summers that these 3 sisters spend in the countryside near Athens before the Second World War. So it's about their relationship with each other, their familial relationships, and them growing up and falling in love, and the drama that comes in the context of Greece pre-Second World War. The writing is beautiful. I'm only 50 pages in, but I'm already really loving all the characters. Some of them are really funny, others are really tender. That is the book that I have been reading most recently. I've also been reading on my Kobo Family Lexicon by Natalia Ginsburg. That is a book club pick. I have a book club with some of my friends, and that was my friend's pick. So I've only just started that one as well, but it is a book that I've been wanting to read. It's been on my radar for a very long time, and that's probably the book that I should be reading. I have this thing that once someone tells me what to do or recommends me something, I'm like, no. So for book club, I absolutely love book club, but I always end up reading the book 5 days before we meet up, which actually works in my favor because it means it's quite fresh in my mind. But sometimes it's a little bit stressful trying to read all those pages. And then the other book that we have here is Boulder by Eva Baltasar, which, to be honest, I don't know much about. In fact, I don't know anything at all, except for the fact that it was shortlisted for the International Booker Prize, and it's written in Catalan, which is very intriguing to me. And so, let's see. A cook on a merchant ship comes to know and love Samsa, a woman who gives her nickname Boulder. When Samsa gets a job and the couple decides to move in together, Samsa declares that she wants to have a child now that they are settled. She is already 40 and can't bear to let the opportunity pass her by. Boulder is less enthused, but doesn't know how to say no, and so finds herself dragged along on a journey that feels as thankless to her as it is alien. So I picked that up. It's quite short. Those are my options for my little matcha morning. We'll see what I should be responsible, shouldn't I, and pick Family Lexicon, but we shall see. Maybe I pick 2. Anyway, how are you? How's your week going? What's been going on? What are you reading? I'd love to know what you're reading. And how you are. Okay, let's go.
Don't mind these rainy days anymore. say. As if we never knew, never knew. As if we don't know how. As if we never knew, never knew. As if we don't know how. As if we never knew, never knew. As if we don't know.
I've been really enjoying spending some time watercoloring, but I am a complete beginner, which is why I'm so happy to have found Craftsy, who is the sponsor of today's video. Craftsy serves as a vibrant community of makers where you can find both inspiration and practical guidance with over 2,000 classes on knitting, cooking, painting, sewing, and so much more, meaning anyone can find something new and fun regardless of skill level. I've been doing the painting with watercolors with my cat Crumb, apparently, in the afternoons, which is an easy to follow lesson that breaks down different techniques that you can truly do anywhere. I really love anything that can get me off my phone and nurture my creativity in a way that feels very accessible. And as a member, I can enjoy unlimited access to thousands of classes and exciting projects. And you know what? You can too. You can become a member and learn a new skill or two. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box below will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49, which is less than a cup of coffee for a year of unlimited creativity. Okay, change of plans. The trains were down, which meant that I would have to take the bus into the city, and I just didn't really want to do that. So I had to walk around, and now I'm home having a tea, and I didn't buy anything. Thank you. But I did get some books from the street library. I will always stop at a little street library. I will sometimes see one from the bus, clock it, and just get off early and then walk the rest of the way home or wherever I'm going. And I regularly put books into the street library as well. I think it's a fabulous concept, and it is still something that, I don't know, amazes me, because it's not something that I ever saw growing up back home. I got 3 books from different street libraries. I got Cloud Street. I used to have this. I lent it. Someone never gave it back to me. And so I really like this edition, and I have been meaning to read it for a long time because it's an Australian classic. I live in Australia, so I think I must read it very soon. I think most people in Australia have read this book and they're very fond of it. I think it follows a family through a couple of decades. From separate catastrophes, 2 rural families flee to the city and find themselves sharing a great breathing, shuddering joint called Cloud Street, where they begin their lives again from scratch. That sounds very heartwarming. So I'll be reading this at some point, I hope very soon. I then picked this one up because I loved the cover, and it's also written by an Italian author, and I love Italian writers. This is meant to be a feminist book, and it's about a woman who wanted life and liberty. The daughter of a dominant but adored father and a quiet, self-effacing mother, she grows up hungry for life, for knowledge, and for love. At the age of 12, she moves with her family to a small village in the south, to a large house, a library full of books, and the glorious, dazzling sun. But then, on the brink of womanhood, she is seduced by a worker in her father's factory. A marriage which echoes that of her parents now inevitably lies ahead, and motherhood, the lot of woman. How this passionate and independent woman breaks away is lyrically and compellingly portrayed in this classic Italian novel. What's not to love? So I have that. And lastly, I picked up Unless, the author of The Stone Diaries, winner of the Pulitzer Prize. To be honest, the reason I grabbed it is because she has won the Pulitzer Prize, and this was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2002. And I've never read anything by this author. In fact, I've never heard about this author, and it seemed intriguing. So those are the books. I probably don't need any more books in my possession, but that's the way things go. And I think I'm just going to do some knitting because I need to finish this knitting project so I can move on to the next one. And it's just, it takes time, but I just need to be dedicated. And make the time to knit. I'm also going to sit outside with my cats. My cats love going to the front yard, and it's one of my favorite things to do, honestly. I really look forward to my time with my cats. So I kind of just sit in my front yard, and because it's not much of a walk, and I just read my book, or sometimes I just sit with them in silence, and it's a very nice activity for us to do together. So yeah, those are the plans. Okay, I am gonna go for a run. I am getting back into running today. I've been craving like a running goal for a little while. I took a huge break after doing my ultra, which was very welcome, and I didn't have any. I mean, I had a goal in mind, which was to run a half marathon, but I just kept on postponing that and postponing that because I was enjoying walking and doing very low intensity movement. And yeah, that was very nice. That was a change of pace for me because I love running. I love running. Anyway, so I'm gonna get started today. I am excited, but I also it's hard to get going again. It's hard to get back into that, just put my shoes on and get out the door. It takes a while to get used to. I've been for a couple of runs and they have felt really long, despite the fact that they haven't been for compared to the lengths and the distance that I used to do less than a year ago. But yeah, today is a lovely day and I'm gonna do a very chill 3-kilometer run just to, get things moving. And yeah, I do have a whole plan. Whether I'll stick to it, who knows? It's always interesting seeing what sticks and what doesn't. And every time that I want to do, or that I have a shorter distance goal in mind, for some reason, I'm like, we can go longer. I guess it's just because I really enjoy running slowly. And I feel like it's only after the first 10 kilometers that I feel good in my body, and then after that I'm just cruising and it feels really nice. And anytime I try to do any short distance goal, it always feels too difficult. But maybe this is the time to push myself and do something that I'm not used to doing, which is trying to run a little bit faster and go shorter distances. So yeah, that now concludes the running chat of the video. Let's go for a run. I was editing this video and realized I didn't film an outro. I think I just got carried away. I took myself to the cinema and forgot to document. But I went to see Small Things Like These, which I really enjoyed. I read the book maybe a couple of years ago. And Claire Keegan, she's the master of a short, concise, yet incredibly substantial and heartfelt story. And I feel like the movie was quite the same. It was a very quiet movie, but I felt tense and very emotional the whole way through. There's not a lot of dialogue. There's not a lot that is being said, but there's a lot that is being felt. I have heard mixed reviews from people, and I think that if you read the book, you might appreciate the movie more. And if you haven't read the book, maybe you'll feel like there's things missing. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. Anything Cillian Murphy is in, I want to watch. So yeah, that was lovely. One of my favorite things to do is to go to the cinema on my own. I think top 5, top 10 things to do. Anyway, I will say that I've been thinking a lot about routines, and I think that this week I have felt this urge to get back into some routines, and I think it's coming off the back of being sick for a few weeks and being in bed for like 3 weeks, and that did a number on me. And so when I woke up on Monday, I had like this hunger for routine and for setting some goals for myself. And I quickly realized that was starting to stress me out. And I think that there's a lot of things that I want to do throughout the day and throughout the week, and I just don't get time to do a lot of those because I have work to do, and I live in a big house and the house needs to be taken care of, and I want to socialize, etc., etc. I think routines are a way to show yourself some love, and I think if the routines that you're doing are soulless or the routines are stressing you out, then it's probably time to change the routine and change the goal, and kind of sit with yourself for a little moment, as I had to do. Had to sit with myself and remind myself that routines are meant to feel loving. They're not meant to grind me down. Trying to be okay with not doing all the things, but I will say I do find that consistently difficult. I find it consistently difficult to focus on only a couple of things at a time. But anywho, this week has been nice. I went out, I think, full force for a second there, and then reminded myself that I have time. And I can take my time. Anyway, that is all I wanted to say. I hope that you are all well, and I send you a big hug, and I will see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.